the holy grail, the mouthpiece that can do it all. A mouthpiece that creates a versatile tone, lets you hit high notes and low notes effortlessly, projects with volume and power, and, on top of all that, is so well made that every reed you put on it just works. Does such a mouthpiece even exist? In reality, it's our embouchure muscles that shape the sound and allow for ease of playing. But there's no denying a well-made mouthpiece can give us a real helping hand. It can make tone production easier and help us get closer to the sound and style we're chasing. Now, as a much younger man, I spent several years working as a saxophone specialist in a woodwind shop in central London. This shop carried over 50 different brands of mouthpiece, and I tried them all. Wood mouthpieces, glass mouthpieces, metal ones, mouthpieces with detachable baffles, and some with price tags higher than my actual saxophone. Every time the shop brought in something new, I gave it a go, and after years of testing gear, I developed a solid understanding of how mouthpieces work. Plus, the shop was regularly visited by some truly legendary saxophonists. That gave me the chance to talk with them, ask what gear they used, and hear what really worked for them, both on stage and in the studio. Yes, that ugly guy with the dark hair is me. In this video, we're going to break down the main components of a saxophone mouthpiece and explain what each part actually does, so you'll know exactly what to look for when you go mouthpiece shopping. Part 2 of this video offers vital practical tips to help you choose a mouthpiece. Let's start with the tip opening. That's the space between the reed and the tip of the mouthpiece. Now, a smaller tip opening gives you more control. It responds quickly, and it's great for beginners or for players who want a bright, focused sound. A medium opening gives you a nice balance, not too tight, not too open, and it works well across a lot of different styles. A wide tip opening gives you more freedom to bend notes, push air, and really shape your tone, but it can take more effort to control. Jazz players often like this for its big, flexible sound. Here's the important part. The tip opening affects which reed strength you should be using. Smaller openings usually need a harder reed because the gap is small and the reed needs to push back a bit. Wider openings need a softer reed so it can vibrate more easily with all that extra space. If you're struggling to play, it might just be the wrong reed for your mouthpiece. Happens all the time. Next up, the rails. These are the thin sides that run from the tip down to the table where the reed sits. Narrow rails let the reed vibrate more freely, which can brighten up your tone and make the mouthpiece feel more responsive. Wider rails give you a bit more stability and control, and they can slightly darken your sound. It's all about balance, and precision here really matters. Even tiny flaws in the rails can mess with your tone or make the mouthpiece leak air. Now let's talk about the baffle. The baffle is the shape of the inside of the mouthpiece, right behind the tip, and this part really shapes your tone. A high baffle pushes the air quickly through the mouthpiece, so you get a bright, edgy cutting sound. That's why they're popular in pop funk and modern jazz. A low baffle lets the air flow more gently. This gives you a warm, mellow tone, great for classical or vintage jazz sounds. Some mouthpieces have a rollover baffle, which curves smoothly down into the chamber. Kind of the best of both worlds. Good projection, but still a warm sound. Moving down, we've got the table. This is the flat part where the reed sits. For the reed to seal properly and vibrate the way it should, this surface has to be smooth and level. If the table is off even just a little, you'll get weak response or squeaks, or a mouthpiece that just feels like it's fighting you. Most mouthpieces have a flat table, but some custom ones have a very slight curve, just enough to change how the reed responds. It's subtle, but it matters. Then we've got the chamber, the big internal space inside the mouthpiece. A small chamber gives you a focused, bright sound with a lot of punch. It's common in more modern or commercial mouthpieces. A large chamber spreads the sound out more. It gives you a round, dark, almost vintage feel. Great for classical players or old school jazz. If you're not sure what you want, a medium chamber is a solid all-around option. And remember, it's not just the size. The shape of the chamber affects things too. Round chambers sound different than square ones. It's all part of the design puzzle. Now, let's talk about materials. Yes, the shape matters more than the material, but the material still plays a role in your tone and response. Hard rubber or ebonite is one of the most popular materials. It's warm, rich, and works for everything from jazz to classical. It's comfortable and familiar to a lot of players, Metal mouthpieces, usually made from brass or stainless steel, tend to sound brighter and project more. They're powerful, great for cutting through a loud band or playing lead in a funk or rock setting. Plastic mouthpieces are common for beginners. They're affordable and durable. They can sound a bit brighter or thinner, depending on the design, but they're great for getting started. There are also some mouthpieces made of wood, glass, or even crystal. They're rare, but can give you unique tone colors. Just know that they can be delicate and often need extra care. So, how do you choose? Think about your playing style. Classical players usually prefer smaller tip openings, low baffles, and large chambers for that warm, round tone. Jazz or funk players might go for wide openings, high baffles, and smaller chambers for a brighter, more cutting sound. And don't forget, your reed needs to match the mouthpiece. If your setup feels hard to play or sounds off, try adjusting the reed strength before buying a new mouthpiece. Sometimes that's all it takes. Now you're an expert on mouthpieces. Check out my video, Top Tips for Testing Mouthpieces, where I share essential, practical advice to help you find the perfect mouthpiece for your playing style. These tips will make your decision easier and ensure you get the sound and feel that truly suit you.